Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everybody's doing wonderful on this Monday afternoon. Hope y'all all had a good week.
Hey, Christine, how are you? Hey, Italian princess.
So, just to fill Bird in, we were hanging out over Jeff's. Jeff ended his stream, so we fired up one.
Oh, okay.
It came down between us and Princess, but she had to run some errands, so I fired up one for a few minutes. Hope everybody had a good Easter. We did have a good Easter. We went and see my mom and my brother and my niece and nephew.
Hey, hi, Bird.
Hey, Christine.
How are you, sweetheart?
I'm doing good. I got 6 minutes till I get off.
Oh, yay! Then you get to join us.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here waiting on these 6 minutes to hurry up and go by. I gotta be back here at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
I've got
heavens.
I'm learning a new position to help when needed.
Oh,
So
good.
yeah, I'm
Hey,
doing direct
Princess.
or
Later.
online grocery.
Oh, that's going to be very time consuming, but I would make sure you get more money from them.
I don't know. I'll talk to them and see.
I would
Hey,
'Cause
because I'm sorry, Josh. What?
I was speaking to one of the girls in the chat, Gwen.
Hey, Gwenny.
Hey, Glenn, how are you? Hope you're doing good.
I didn't realize you were up here, Bird. I just didn't want Josh to sit here and not know what to say, so I figured I'd irritate him too for a while.
Well, Bird just
Irritating.
kind
Go
of let
ahead.
herself in.
Hey, hey, Josh, do you see my picture as me?
We
The-
see your picture on your.
Those are three of my four sons.
oh wow, I see
Aren't
it.
aren't they gorgeous?
Hey, U-Haul.
U-Haul easy. Hey, U-Haul. They really are, Christine.
It's three of the four. One one
Me.
one is one is turned into a snowflake in living in New York.
Oh
Oh
no.
Lord,
I know that's what I said.
Gwenny. I know it's supposed to get warm this week here too. So
But Gwenny, with your garden, wouldn't the warmer weather be better for your garden stuff? It's kind of hard for you to do the garden that you do with the crazy winter weather.
hey, DJ.
Hi, you, huh?
Christine, Gwen, you're gonna have the right weather to make your pumpkin bread and all the other stuff that you jar and can. Mater!
Hey,
We've always had
Vader.
our high today was like 56.
It
It was
was.
like 60 something here today.
It's
I got
funny.
to.
We actually had the same temperature as Aruba. We were 65 here.
No, and see, I'm a little northeast of Aruba, and that's why. Oh my God, it has just been so cold today.
Gosh, I almost forgot to take my vest off.
Using garlic.
I
That's
have to leave it.
the best of luck with all that. Hey, Carol Burton.
Hey, Carol. Hey, Jeffrey.
We attempted to do a live last night. We didn't have a good turnout to be an Easter night, so we had like 2 people.
Ooh. I
Because
was all, I was tied up with 24 family members.
well, that's what I was thinking. Like, man, I wonder what Christine is. Oh, that's just your family coming in. I mean, we had U-Haul for like 2 minutes. We had uh, Carol Burton stuck her head in for a second. We had DJ longer than anyone last night.
I think we're going to be in the 70s, DJ, starting tomorrow.
Oh my
Maybe
gosh, we're
high.
not getting out of the 60s. Bird, I'm in Florida, and we're not getting out of the 60s tomorrow.
Christine,
Oh,
that is
Lord.
mean.
Maybe
That
you should
is
come north.
Yeah, right?
that
It's
is
been,
insane.
it's been a weird winter.
It sounds like a really weird winter.
Jeffrey, you got up to 70 degrees today?
Jesus, and that's Minnesota. We're getting back to 80 Friday.
Does anybody know where 1776 is going?
I thought Minnesota. Aruba said earlier, I forget what she said.
I don't follow them. I'm sorry.
Well,
Oh,
I didn't
that's
end up
fine.
using the check because I asked Aruba on her car ride home where they were going, and she told me. I thought maybe you heard.
Gwen, they're going to Eastern Pennsylvania. Is that what you're saying, or is that where you live?
Gwen lives in Eastern PA.
Oh, they are going to Minnesota, Jeffrey.
That's what I thought that she said. That 75 in Ohio, Carol. That's pretty warm.
Hey, Jeffries, what part of Minnesota do you know? I lived in Minnesota. Two of
You
my
have to
children
look
were
at
born there.
because the only thing Aruba said earlier was Minnesota. I didn't ask her what part. I don't know about Minnesota.
If I drop
Right.
out of here, I'm trying to shut things down, so I'm gonna go on mute. I've got less than a minute, so I'm
Okay.
gonna go on mute for now.
Christine, how's your treatments and stuff going? Everything going good with all that? Uh-oh.
Yeah. My blood pressure today was 188 over 123 and 188 over 113. It's elevated my blood pressure tremendously. So my doctor suggested I go to the ER, but I don't play that game. So she's calling in some prescriptions for me tomorrow to lower my blood pressures because my blood pressures have been, I think the lowest one I've got so far in the last week has been 160 over 98.
Now, do you have a habit or a pattern of checking your blood pressure? Because I really don't. I don't check mine.
No, I really don't. The only reason why I started is because I do my infusions at home by myself. Even though I'm a nurse, my insurance requires every 3 months a nurse comes in just to make sure everything's okay and answer questions, which I can teach her more than she can teach me, but that's here nor there. She did a blood pressure. It was very, very high, which is really unusual because my blood pressure is like 90 over 60. So I started my machine checking it, and for the last 2 weeks, I can't get it low. So I was out for a little bit today, so I stopped at the fire station and they ran it 4 times for me and wanted me to go to the ER, but of course I declined and I went home.
You're like me, you're hard-headed.
Well, you know something, I will share with you, and I know you probably don't know a lot about me. I worked ER trauma for 20 years. I don't like going to the hospitals.
Trust me, I ran rescue squad for 5 or 6 years. I don't like going to hospitals either.
Yeah, so.
One time I went to the hospital, the one time I took an ambulance, I was 200 over something. And
Yeah.
I honestly don't even remember the ambulance ride to the hospital.
Yeah. And Gwenny, you're right. They tell everybody to go to the ER because of liability. That's the only reason. I cannot tell you. While I was working the ER, I would get these patients that would come into triage. Oh, my doctor told me I need to be seen right away. Okay. Fill out this information and sit out. I mean, it got bad. In the way healthcare is now, I just can't do it.
And I've got it muted.
I mean, that's just like when you go to the ER, they're like, follow up with your doctor within a week. I can't even get my doctor quicker than 3 or 4 months because he's so booked.
Yeah, my endocrinologist, I can't. My doctor says, well, we need to get you back into endocrinology. I can't get into endocrinology until August. That's crazy. Hey, DJ, I went to nursing school in South Dakota and worked in North Dakota.
I'm in the car.
And then I moved to the Twin Cities. Well, Gwenny, you know what I did? I had an excellent primary care, and she moved about a year ago, and I had to go see a couple other people in their practices. I couldn't stand them. They spent no time. They didn't listen. So I got me a concierge doctor. So my concierge doctor, I can call at any time. I can text at any time. I can email at any time. She immediately responds back because she only takes so many patients, but I pay per year for the service. She doesn't take insurance, but all my visits and text and calls and everything are covered, and Zoom calls are covered. And if it's something she doesn't think she can handle, she will help me get appointments with specialists that I need. So it works out pretty good for me.
That's like my primary care doctor. I see him like once or twice a year because I've got a couple of scripts that he writes. But other than that, he's like, he even told me, he's like, I don't follow you very closely because your cardiologist and nephrologist have a much tighter view on you. So they're already keeping a good eye on you. He's like, I don't need to see you, but once or twice a year, that's about it.
Right. And you know, Josh, something else that your doctors probably realize, you know your body best because of a chronic illness.
Exactly. I grew up in the health system, so to say.
Yeah, right. I mean, and that's kind of how I am too. I know my body. When they're telling me, oh, go to the ER, your blood pressure, you're going to have a stroke, blah, blah, blah. Well, I know my body, and you're right. My levels are too high, but I know it's signs and symptoms to look for. I've explained it to my family. I'm getting a blood pressure medication tomorrow. We'll start it and see what happens. But if I truly felt something was going on, I'd call 911. I mean, I have no problem with them.
Hey guys, I'm in the car again.
But that's like Bert will tell you, I know if it's something I can get under control of my own, or if I need to go back to the hospital, because she'd be like, didn't you go to the hospital? And either I'd be like, no, we'll just give it a day or so, and I'd be good, or I'd be like, yeah, I think we need to go into the hospital. I mean, I know
Right.
what decision I need to take because I've
Right.
dealt with all of it before.
Carol,
And
we need to spring clean ourselves.
yeah, I've been spring cleaning, got all my grout done. It looks all pretty, and I'm doing my woodwork, and that's almost done. I'm repainting my woodwork.
Oh boy.
Yeah, were you the one that said that you had a snowstorm last night, DJ? It was melting fast.
Yeah, DJ had gotten more so.
I had
Did-
to do.
Did you get any rain today, Christine?
It has rained all day today, and you know we got that nor'easter here, and the wind has been so cold. I mean, and people don't understand that don't live in Florida that yeah, it may be 60 degrees, but when it's 60 and wet, it goes directly into your bones. It's like, oh my gosh, I would rather have 20 degrees in Minnesota than 60 degrees and rain in Florida.
Because I know when Aruba was doing her car ride home, it was absolutely pouring down.
Yeah. Well, that's because we got that nor'easter today. Yesterday we started it. Today we have it. Tomorrow we have it. Wednesday's supposed to be clearing up.
Yeah, it's been pretty the past 2 days, but yesterday morning when we went to the
Sunrise service.
sunrise service, it was like 25 degrees. I
Yeah.
was wrapped up in a blanket. And
The truck's
freezing.
still sitting outside. What are they expecting? The structure to be kindled? I just passed the firehouse and they had a structure fire earlier. And 2 of the trucks that they ran on that structure fire are still sitting on the pad from where they washed them. Well, there's one of those trucks there.
Hey, U-Haul, you're in Jax?
Huh?
That's right. I said U-Haul's in Jax. I said, that's right. I'm the next county over from you.
So it is cold in Jacksonville, you all.
Yeah, it was, oh my gosh. Went to go get my nails done today. And
it was Monday. I forget every 2 Mondays.
that's right. Every other Monday I go get my nails done.
I wanted mine done before Easter, and we just ran out of time.
Yeah. Well, I have clockwork. I've been seeing the same lady for a couple of years. I'm clockwork. Every other Monday I go get my nails done.
Christine is like high maintenance. She's like that really expensive car for a lot that you really, really like, but you know you can never afford.
He's been to Jacksonville, but he's not there now.
Oh, okay.
I think Christine's laughing.
Well, and once a month I get my hair done too, Joshua. That's coming Thursday.
We
So
can't forget about the hair.
every second Thursday of the month I get my hair done.
We can't forget about the hair.
And they ask if I pay with cash, and they ask if I want receipts. I'm like, oh hell no. I don't want any documentation what I've done.
Good night, Jeffrey. I hope you have a wonderful evening
Oh, bless you.
on the way home.
On the way home.
Night, Jeffrey.
Hi, Jeffries. Gwen, when are you going to take us for another car ride? We're due for another car ride and cookie tote. Now, Gwen doesn't. She's got a channel too. They do a lot of live streams on the way to the meeting that she goes to. And the joke always is that I'm in the back seat and asking for how many cookies. Because she's been known to get a cookie tote a time or two from McDonald's.
But we've known Gwen since 76 days.
Yes, we met Gwen during 76 days at Bunker Hill.
I follow Gwen, and when she was making things, I think with her dad, maybe canning or something that I recall, or I don't know, planting and going to, I don't know, I don't remember, but I follow.
They do a lot of that canning and gardening. They're on the car rides. It's a lot of fun because he knows the area that I live in now, and he also knows the part of Virginia that I grew up in. And it's always great conversation. Not to mention the conversation I've had with both of them over the summer in Bunker Hill.
Gwen canned a bunch of grapes last
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah.
We brought some to Bunker Hill too, Gwen.
And all the pumpkin bread.
And all the pumpkin bread.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Gwen, I follow you on Facebook.
Gwen's also on YouTube and Rumble.
Yeah.
Would you lose?
No, Tess will get top on her just like that.
So, Bird, are you all done with work?
On our way home now.
Okay, so I'll jump off. I just was going to jump on. I didn't realize you were on, so I'm going to jump off, and the two of you can handle it.
Well,
Not that Josh couldn't handle it. It's just kind of nice to have somebody else to get conversation going.
Christine, you're welcome to come up anytime because with your background.
Oh, I know, Peter. You two are the best. I love you both dearly.
And all your home treatments and stuff, you're actually someone who we can talk to that actually can relate to a lot of this stuff.
Get it? Yeah, and when Bird was in the hospital getting the potassium and everything, I relate to that too, Bird. I go in frequently for potassiums. And I'll stay longer because I make them run it slow. They used to put lidocaine in it to stop the burning, and they won't hardly ever do that anymore. And I make them run it slow. They say, well, that's supposed to run. I don't care what it's supposed to run.
At 100, but I have them run it at 50 with 100 fluids running at 100.
Yep. And see, you're better than I am because I don't let them go over 30 with it. And 20 they say is supposed to keep the IV open. And I said, fine, we're doing 30. And if I got to stay in here another day, so be it. I mean, you're not burning my veins. You're not destroying my veins.
Right.
They've done that to her before, and it'd be so hot it would be burning. And one time, the lady's like, oh, it's that right. And then she would turn the IV pole where you couldn't see what the heck it said. And then she said, oh, it's set right. But when it would start burning and you looked at it, it wasn't set right. She was trying to be sneaky like you wouldn't feel the shit burn.
Yeah, well.
Another time, I was in the ER, and they were running it right, but they got air in the line. So they switched out all the tubing. They put the potassium running at the fluid rate. The fluid rate running at the potassium rate.
Oh my God. And you know, not only if it runs too fast, not only that affects your veins, it affects your heart. If potassium going in too fast, because your heart has to maintain, it's a very tight, narrow window that your heart has to have. And if you start running that in too fast, if when you're on monitors, you'll see it what they call throwing PVCs, where you'll see where your heart's skipping a beat or adding an extra beat. It affects the heart too.
I'm always hooked up to a machine,
Yeah.
like
You have to be. When they run potassium, that is a standard procedure across the board.
You know who I haven't seen lately? Like
Who?
yesterday, I was on here the last time you was on here. Who was on the second transplant or whatever? That had the transplant for like 30 years. I forget what their username was, but I haven't seen them lately.
Oh, I remember who you were talking about.
if
Exactly,
if
but I
they
don't know
start
what their name was.
if they start running it way too fast or before they even start it, I'm like freaking out. Like, look, y'all gotta listen to me. I've been doing this for so long.
Yep.
My Lord.
Or was it
I think I
called
had
that lady?
I think I have PTSD from it too.
Well,
That might have been called that lady.
they don't like me because they know that I'm an RN. And once they find that out, I think they're all afraid of me.
Sorry guys, we're spotty. We're going through like a very, very dead zone.
Oh, it's okay. I'll entertain them.
Oh, we're here now.
Okay, good. I was just going to entertain.
Well, if I can run or the stream still up so you can entertain them, we're just hitting some weak signal zones right through here. It's in the city, but the service is the best.
And DJ, when, you know, a good place, if you ever look, if you like where you're between your wrist and your elbow, if you look on the opposite side there, hardly nobody goes there. That's where I like putting IVs.
They have used my arms up, back, front, up in the upper arm.
You didn't even go to the top of your foot.
Oh yeah, I like toe and finger ones, but you can't run potassium in the smaller ones. They have to be at least the pink or the green, because anything smaller than that, they shouldn't be running it. You have to have a big vein.
Well,
And they know that.
That issue about potassium is always too high, so I'll take y'all's word for it.
Honey, I put IVs in right below the clavicle. If you ever look in the mirror, if you pull that skin tight, you'll see a vein there. I'll put an IV there if I need to.
Well, they've been talking about telling me I need to get a port that goes under the skin.
Yep.
Because my veins they have to do they roll and they're very, very tiny.
Yeah. So, see, I can't do a port. Ports are great for people who have chronic illnesses, and like potassium, that is a chronic. Ports are good for that. It's easy access. I myself can't do a port because I get infections. And if I get an infection and we have a port, we don't know if it's the port causing the infection, which could lead into the heart, leading to an infection. So I can't do a port because of that. That's like my infusions I do. And Josh, I'm going to freak you out here. So I get my infusions. It's in a bottle. I do 2 bottles. It's 100 grams. And I prime it through okay.
Uh-huh.
Y'all okay?
Yeah, we're okay.
Okay. I prime it through the IV pump, and instead of hooking it into a vein, I find fatty tissue and I infuse 200 cc's into the fatty tissue, whether it's my legs, my abdomen, somewhere the sides of my body. And I'll be honest, I don't have a lot of fat because I'm only 5'3", barely 100 pounds.
Right.
So, but I do what we call subcutaneous. You know how somebody with diabetes, they take the fatty tissue and they put in their insulin. That's how I do my infusion. And then I've got 2 golf balls that I walk around with for a couple of days. They look like golf balls in my stomach. And that's the medication that's absorbing in.
Oh, that's different.
It is. I'm one of 10,000 in the United States that do that.
That's
DJ
unique.
said, I can't feel anything in my left arm from the hospital. This guy was taking in and out.
Oh, he was digging and got a nerve there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like some hospitals, they'll try it twice, and if they don't get it, they'll get somebody else to try.
I learned one of my first jobs in the hospital. I worked in a level 2 NICU, so I learned to start IVs on 25-week gestation babies.
Right?
So my IV skills are pretty darn good. If I can get those, I remember when I first started in the adult ER, I couldn't start an IV for the life of me. They're all looking at me like, you started IVs in babies. These are adults. Yeah, I can't do it because in babies, you do it anatomically. You know where the veins are. In adults, and I always missed it because I just would nick it and not go in far enough.
Did you?
They always.
Gwen said something about subcutaneous.
Prometheus.
Yeah, that's her B12. Gwenny, I do B12 and B12 shots subcutaneous too. Italian, are you okay? Why are you shaking your head, sweetheart?
She's been going through a lot here lately. I would not want nothing to do with the drama and the BS that she's been putting up with the last few days.
What's she shaking her head for? Is she okay?
You okay, Italian? People suck.
Right? I'm one of those people that suck sometimes. I'm sorry. But I'm very opinionated.
The other morning I turned on YouTube and the first thing I hear is people bitching and raising hell about certain mods and any channel owners who use these particular mods and all this bunch of nonsense, and it's like it never stops.
Well, I'll be honest, and you may not like what I'm going to say. There are some mods just because, honestly, and that's why for some days I'll be in certain chats, but I won't chat because there are some mods who just don't like me, and they'll delete any comment I make, whether it's nice, not nice, good, bad, whatever. I could say hello, and it's getting deleted.
We do love her, Carol Burton.
But the 2 people that was being bitched about are both in the chat right now, and it was nonstop. The whole stream was about garbage about these 2 people.
It was.
I love Italian Princess. Carol, I don't know too much about. I really haven't chatted with her, really. Well, Italian, I go into her chats and I love her.
Okay.
Are you picking on her?
Yeah. If
Carol
would leave the margaritas and the Jack and Cokes alone when she's on panel, she'd be okay.
Carol, he's picking on you. You know, Josh.
But other than that, they're not bad people.
No.
Not a person, Josh.
I'm trying to read it. I'm apparently a bad mod. Well, apparently I'm a bad channel owner for having y'all Italian, so there you have it.
Apparently I'm just a bad person, Italian. Don't worry about it. We're all good. Yeah, as long as you got a good heart and you do what you feel is best, that's all that matters.
Carol's never done us wrong on our
actually, Carol's one of the few that's in the chat tonight we've never met. When she was at Bunker Hill was when I already went back home for a few days. So I never
Caroline,
Bye.
Caroline, I guess I wasn't on a lot of the channels over the weekend, and there's probably a lot of channels I don't go to that you were mod on, but I didn't hear anything. I'm sorry, sweetheart. Nobody should be bashing people. If you don't agree with them, and that's how I am. If I don't agree with them or I don't like them, I don't have to converse with them. I don't have to be mean to them.
Yeah, your YouTube ain't got a actually your YouTube does have a wrench. Our buddy Bot.
He won't even put his friend on there, Josh.
Oh, U-Haul says he don't even live no more. But you do have a mod. You've got our good buddy Bot. Bot is mine and the Tiger Princess's best friend. She really wants me to help her set up a bot, but I just haven't had time to do it. And Christine, if you're still there, I'd be watching the comments because I have no idea what Princess is going to come back with.
Oh, Princess is all good. You know how she feels about Nightbot.
Exactly. She was on my Discord one night. My Nightbot's linked to Discord as well. And she's like, seriously? You've got him in here too? On Discord, Joshua? Seriously?
Why do you have Nightbot in Discord?
Because the way the Nightbot is set, he is set for like YouTube, Discord, and something else. And the way all my YouTube and Discord and all that's linked together.
See, my YouTube and Discord's not, but I only go into a few people's Discords.
But I've got a live with Joshua Discord, and obviously I've got private messages too between me and select mods, but at the same time I've got the regular.
Oh, the mods that don't. I haven't sent you the
right. I've got select mods on Discord, and I've also got the other live with Joshua chat on Discord now that we just recently started. That's what we use for our dark chat a lot of times is Discord.
When I modded for a few people to remain unnamed because nobody knew I was their mods, we were in Discord and there was just one room in Discord that was just for us mods.
Well, when I first started Discord, when I started my channel with Bunker Hill Days, that's what it was. My Discord was moderator only, and it was a private chat on there, like it was locked or whatever. It had to be invite, and it was mod only. And within the last month or so, I redid it to where it's actually a public chat section and in the private mod section as well.
Right. Yeah.
But it didn't start off like that.
Y'all, please pray for Dixie. If y'all didn't hear Jeff's panel with her on it, something's going on
with her voice. Definitely pray for Dixie. Her voice was horrible earlier on Jeff's. I don't know if you was over there then or not, Christine. You might have missed that part.
I know. I was listening. There's certain times, like I said, when there are certain mods in, I just won't say anything. Nobody knows I'm in there.
Gotcha.
And Dixie, if you're listening, we love you, and we are praying for you.
See, and I don't want anybody to take this in a negative way, please. But things that are happening in EP and the surrounding areas with the wind blowing, it has concerned me from day one. The people from outside that area that don't live in that area being near those areas, trying to at least help. And I understand the help. They need help, 100%. I'm not doubting that. But they're risking their own lives. And there's so many lives right now that are at risk that are going to have to suffer the consequences of what this railroad did.
Mm-hmm.
It just concerns me, them risking more people.
My biggest concern right now is Jersey J, because he keeps going back and going back and going back.
I know.
Wanting to help, and it's like, dude, when when's enough going to be enough? I mean, I understand wanting to help. I've got a fire rescue background, and I used to have built houses with Habitat for Humanity. Anybody will tell you, I want to help as much as the next person.
Yeah.
But there's just certain things that you kind of have to know where to draw the line.
Carol says
Well, and Carol, you need to be, keep a look on your health. Make sure if you start getting, symptoms of the rough hoarse voice, coughs, and make sure you get a baseline of your thyroid, get your thyroid levels checked, because those are the things more than likely that are going to be affected.
yeah, I have a bad thyroid myself, so
Mhm.
Carol looks for you too. She says she's 56 miles from East Palestine.
We were supposed to took one of the trips to EP when he went in for the first time, and Jennifer couldn't get off from work or something. It just didn't work out that we couldn't go. And as
Well,
we see now, everything happens for a reason.
I was going to say, maybe that angel was guarding you.
Mhm.
Well, we realize this now. At the time, then we really wanted to go up, or not to put a camera on it, but to put a hand out to offer to help. Or whatever.
I sent a pallet of water from Amazon to Our Lady of the Lord's parish. They have a church up there that accepted it for me,
Right.
because I'm so far away.
Carol, I'm already on thyroid meds too.
But Carol, do you still have your thyroid?
I do.
I do.
Well, no, Bird too, because you need to make sure at least once a year you're having those TSHs checked.
I'm having them checked probably every 3 to 6 months.
Are you? And that's good. Yeah, and that's fine.
But 250 micrograms of levothyroxine or Synthroid.
Synthroid, yeah. That's kind of a normal dose. But Carol, make sure you're getting your TSH levels checked.
Yes, absolutely. Keep an eye on that.
Because about a month and a half, 2 months ago, my TSH was not over 90.
Did they increase you then, or what'd they do?
They did. They increased me from 200 to 250.
Yeah, okay.
Carol says she goes every 6 months.
Okay. And Carol, make sure that you ask for a chest x-ray. And I know doctors don't want to do it because with the x-ray, we're not sure how much, radiation we're getting because it's not controlled. But I would make sure you get annual chest x-rays just to watch.
I get a chest x-ray every time I go to the hospital for my potassium.
Yeah, and that needs to be done because they need to make sure that your lungs are okay and your heart's not enlarged.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Did you roll your window?
What are you boom booming about?
My heart's beating. I hear it. Boom, 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 boom.
Gosh, just so you know, we got work clothes and I got to be at work at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, tomorrow you're 10, 15, whatever.
No, 10 to 6:30.
That's right.
Thursday and Friday is
So
11 to
people
7.
regurgitating the same information over and over. Well, I hope I'm not regurgitating the same information over and over in Italian, but I know who you're talking about. So it's all good.
Okay, and I haven't seen anything this week. And I guess maybe I missed it because I was too busy with life.
I would say you missed it because you're too busy with life and your family and real life stuff and not YouTube drama.
Yeah, I love my family. And it's so funny because I live in a really nice community. It's an HOA, as most people don't like it, but I rather do. And 3 of my boys and 7 of my grandchildren all live in the same community. So we're all pretty darn close.
Absolutely not. They tell you can fly a flagpole or not, what kind of mailbox you can have, how short you have to cut your grass. HOA is not for me.
Ours isn't. I mean,
It
we
looks like you can
we have some things, but ours is kind of one of the probably more of the one of the lenient ones. And not only that, we have the architectural board where that means if you want to do something to your house, it's got to get approved by this group of people. I sit on that committee. I'm just saying.
I helped a guy move last summer who moved. His wife had finally retired, and they sold their house and they moved into an HOA. And every little thing, the type of fence has to be a certain type, it can only be a certain color. It was terrible. But then they would mow the grass outside the gate or the fence. But if you had a fence, you had to mow your own grass inside the fence. But they would mow all the stuff outside the fence.
Oh, see, we take 100% care of our own property. And like I said, I mean, driveways, we can't have asphalt driveways, but we can stain our driveways. We can have concrete driveways. I have a paver driveway. We all have different driveways. We all have to have the same black mailbox, but we can hang garden flags on it. So it gives it a little bit. As for painting the houses, we have like 300 different colors that you can paint your house, so all of ours don't look the same, and they're not all the same.
People say that they were going to unsubscribe to any channel that you two people were in. They were going to unsubscribe, unfollow, whatever, any channel you two individuals were in. So if that's the case, I guess this individual and all of their alts have unsubscribed from you over the weekend.
Who unsubscribed to whom?
A certain individual was unsubscribing to anyone who had two people that's in our chat right now. That was a mod in their chat or whatever. And needless to say, one of the people that this individual had a problem with is a mod in our chat.
Yeah, but I'm going to assume those were all 1770s. And sorry, do not take this wrong. I just do not support the 1776. I'm for freedom.
Well,
I fight for freedom.
Well, the issue with the person who's got the issue isn't even a 7076er. They're maple syrup broccoli.
Oh my God, they don't even live in the United States. Just okay, we're done.
They're Canadian. They're Canadian.
Yeah, we're done. We're done with that. Yeah, we're done with that. I mean, you know, I like listening to him sometimes, and I do frequent his chat. He, you know, him and I, we see okay together. I mean, for a while there, he was kind of disrespectful to me, but we kind of talked it out, and I haven't had any disrespect, but I understand.
I got emailed over the weekend to remove his wrench because I had another mod in here that he's got a problem with.
Well, he doesn't get that right. Nobody gets a right to say who can be mods or who can't. Because if that's the case, I'm going to start emailing a lot of people and tell them there's a lot of mods that delete my comments and I won't visit. But you know something? Well, I do visit.
Well, what do you think triggered a lot of Cactus' stream last night about mods, chats, and channels? All the drama from the weekend.
I guess I didn't see any of that.
Cactus had a whole 25-minute video last night about mods, chats, and channels.
Who did?
Red Cactus.
Oh, I guess I'll have to go back and watch hers. I catch Red Cactus in the mornings because I will be honest with you, my mornings, I normally have my 10-month-old granddaughter and I'm feeding, getting her breakfast and things like that. But I tune into Aruba because the baby isn't here yet. So I chat with Aruba. And then by the time Red Cactus comes on, the baby's in her high chair eating. And I just absolutely, even though my sun says already up and it's always sunny in Florida.
Cactus is coming on earlier and earlier. Like this morning, she came on at 8:30 our time.
Yeah, and see, but that's fine with me. But I like her positivity and the sunrise. In my opinion, people who have positivity and see the sunrise have a better day.
And with her laugh, you got her positivity. And
I know, yeah.
Good. Carol, I know you've been a mod since day one. I think that's how we actually came to meet you, was through all of that. When Sam first started pushing our channel, and you were in several chats and hanging out at Bunker Hill. Usually not when we were at Bunker Hill. We used to miss each other, but I never used to end with all that. That's how we got to come across you to begin with.
Well, and Carol, I have nothing against you. I talk to you when I do see you, but I'll tell you, Carol was one that in 17, especially in Santa, if I ever asked a question, she'd delete it. She'd delete me. I got deleted all the time. But you know something? I was okay with it. I either one, learned not to ask questions, or two, didn't go to the channel. I wasn't nasty.
Don't take this the wrong way, but looking at the people that some of the chats you used to hang out with, I'm not surprised you got deleted, because at one time you were blocked over here, if you remember.
I know it was, but you know, that was so funny that I got blocked over here because I never said anything that nice. I mean, and I'll be honest, Josh, you've gotten to know me, right? Have you ever seen me say something not nice? Ever? Well, one time I did yell.
One time you did yell on Jeff.
One time I did yell.
You did yell that one time.
I did, but I'm never disrespectful to anybody because I want to treat people the way I want to be treated.
And I'm not even sure if it was even me that blocked you, or if it was one of my 76er mods.
It was probably one of your 76er mods because there was absolutely no reason. I was so shocked. I came in one day, and it was when you were in the hospital, and I asked a medical question, and then the next thing I know, I was blocked. I'm like, what the heck?
But in all honesty, in the very beginning, when we were covering 76, we had lots of trolls because
I know.
76.
I know. Oh, and you know something, Josh? I still came, even though I was blocked, I still came into your chat. I couldn't type, but I did watch. And then that one day, and every day I came, it was so funny because every time I'd come in, I'd say, am I still blocked? And then one day I typed that and I wasn't. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm not blocked.
Well, that's the thing. One day I just went in there in the bottom of the pit and just pulled a whole bunch of people out.
Well, I'm glad you did. And Carol, I'll be honest, I don't remember. And I guess it depends who or how they're reading a question, because when you put things into type, depends on a person's attitude. In my opinion, when you're putting things into type, I do the same thing. Somebody may put something into type, and if I have an attitude that day, or if I've had trolls as I'm modding, I do have an attitude, and it might have been perceived by somebody who wasn't in the mood to mess with anybody to ask a question that day. So whether it was nice in my opinion may not be nice in somebody else's opinion. And I understand. And my logic is that I don't control anybody else's channel. And if that's the way they choose to run the channel, that's their choice. So it's my choice, one, to either to continue to watch, or two, not go back.
That's fair enough. I mean,
and that's all I do. I mean, I don't go cussing somebody out. I don't go to other channels saying, oh, this person and that person, or this person and that person. I don't do that. I've never done that.
We both know you go to a lot of chats, but I've never seen you be out of line.
Nope. And, and I'll tell you, I'll go to some chats, and I love Mel. I don't really talk to her too much because I don't like Red coming at me. So, but if somebody says something bad about Mel, I'll say in a chat, in writing, for everybody to see, I love Mel. I will never say anything bad about her, ever.
That's another Red came one day last week, and one of the mods is a 76er, and he's like, well, I can't be in here with them being a mod, because that's how what you questioned, connect with how they connect us. So he chose to see himself out that day because of one of the mods being a 76er, and that's how we're all connected together.
Well, and and the other thing, I mean, I'll go into Telescope's chat and he'll say something about Jeff. And I will, in the chat, I will say, I like Jeff. I have nothing bad to say about Jeff. Does Jeff drive me batty? Absolutely, some days. Some days I want to wring him by his neck. But do I have anything to say bad? No. Am I going to bash him just because everybody else says? Absolutely not.
Funny you should say that. Telescope, I don't think remembers me. I've been around Telescope at Berkeley Springs, Bunker Hill, and DC.
Yeah.
Same way with Eric, same way with Mechanic Eric. I've been around Mechanic Eric, Bunker Hill, DC, Berkeley Springs. And neither one of them remember me because that's back when we were first all getting started. And I didn't have the name back last June, July that I grew over the last 8 months.
Well, here's the problem. There's so much infighting. This is my perception, okay? This is my perception. There is so much infighting. Somebody like me looks at the majority of them, and I don't see where they are doing anything to protect me and to protect our United States. There is so much infighting, and I'm going to say this, and it's probably going to be taken the wrong way. It's not meant to, but it's who I am. There are some, and this is one of the reasons why I can't support certain channels or certain groups, because I understand people make mistakes. I understand people grow from their mistakes. But as of the criminals that have violent records, I will never accept that. I will never accept they are fighting for my freedom.
That's like earlier. I was Josie J was live earlier, and someone made a dono or a super chat or something, and it's like, no, I can't take your money. Get the fuck out of my chat.
And that's Branch Crew Ministry, and he shouldn't. And I was proud of Jersey J for doing that.
The problem is that the Branch Crew Ministry also gave Buffalo Man a $50 super chat yesterday.
And what'd Buffalo do about it?
I don't know, but Lori had a screenshot tying the pedos as being 1776 dono people because Buffalo Man had a super chat from Branch Crew.
But I've watched Buffalo Man
But Buffalo
where
into a pedo, and there's no way you can do anything about a super chat except for what Jersey J did. Say, I can't take it. I'm sending you shit back to you.
well, I've seen in Buffalo and watch next time Buffalo Man's on there. Branch Crew Ministries, Branch Crew Ministries in there a lot, and I made a statement about him. How dare him talk about somebody else with his history and his registration? And my comment got deleted, and he still kept being able to talk. So that's why I don't go into Buffalo's. I won't.
And some of these people I want to bring for the money. I mean, a $50 super chat from someone that you're supposed to be totally against. I mean,
Well, I hope.
as soon as that was brought to his attention, he squished that shit right there.
Well, I'm glad. I was very proud when he said that. I was very, very proud he did that, because that to me is telling me you are protecting the United States. You are protecting our children. Joshua, there's on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, there's a channel called Reyes, Reyes, one word, and then The Patriot, which is one word. I think on YouTube it is. I know it on Facebook it is, and I think on Instagram it is. This is a group, and they were just out in Los Angeles over the weekend that had a huge protest and protecting our children. I mean, I watched this protest and it just warmed my heart to see such a large group fighting for our kids.
Carol, I see that comment. I'll be reaching out to you this afternoon or tomorrow for some more information on that. Be expecting an incoming message from me.
What is it?
Oh, just about branch crew. I'll be reaching out to you more about that later.
Carol, and I don't want to argue with you, but before branch crew, Ledford joined 1776. He got off probation in March, and he kept trying to get permission from the different streamers and from David to come out there. And at first they wouldn't let him. I'm not saying anything negative about Buffalo Man, and I can stop talking about it. I'm just giving my opinions, and that's where I think sometimes there's an issue. I don't think I'm being mean. I don't think I'm being nasty. These are my beliefs, and I'm not calling him names or I'm not putting him down. I just made a statement how I got something deleted and how I choose not to go watch a stream.
I understand what you're saying, Christine.
I wasn't trying to be nasty to him.
I know.
And I apologize, Joshua. That was not my intention.
Hey, you're cool. I mean, people don't always like what I say either.
I mean, it'd be different if I started calling him names and cussing him out or
Right.
threatening, but I did
Right.
none of those things.
You're still being respectful. You've got your differing opinion, and you're
Right.
to have that.
And I think we need to all respect those different opinions without yelling and screaming and threatening. I mean, that's the way to get conversation going.
That's why people like to come here to chat, because unlike some channels, there's not a bunch of yelling and arguing and bickering here, because I won't tolerate it.
Yeah.
I'll be just like Jeff and boot both people off the stream. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't like the yelling. I don't do well with yelling. Like I told you that one day I yelled in Jeff's.
You had no problem yelling that day, little lady.
Oh, I know, but the guilt I felt afterwards. Oh my gosh, that's why I bring it up, because sometimes I still have that, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I lost it. I've raised 4 sons. I've never raised my voice at my 4 sons, ever.
That's the thing I've learned from watching a lot of Jeff's. Not all channels have to be all this yelling and bickering and going back and forth with each other and stuff and never talk with each other. I've seen how Jeff will handle that. He'll just boot them.
But I will tell you, Jeff gets very passionate and he raises his voice a little. And sometimes you'll see me type in the chat, or I'll log on, or I'll log into the voice with him. And I'm like, do we maybe need to hush it down a little bit? Are we yelling?
I like to tell him to take 5. Take 5, Jeff.
Yeah, take 5, Jeff. Take 5. I should find those candy bars that were take 5s. and make it as my picture of take 5.
And did his research. Let's just say that we all need to before we speak. That's fair enough, Carol. And that, like I said, I don't know everything. I will reach out to you though and pick your brain a little bit, because there's stuff that I don't know.
And there are some things that I know. I know months before he went into Bunker Hill, what he tried doing to get into Bunker Hill. Carol, you remember, I was also a mod for some of the channels that aren't totally 1776 related.
I didn't even know you could do YouTube live stuff until we started going to 76. So it's.
I liked Facebook. I liked Facebook better. I was more of a Facebook person, a Facebook mod.
Well, that was just, this shirt people crap is getting old. Yeah, that's something I didn't know nothing about either, Princess, was the shirt people crap. I've heard.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
the shirt people stuff. You got to admit, honestly, you've got to admit, the shirt people stuff's kind of funny. I'm just saying. And I know, Italian Princess, you don't see the humor because you were accused of being the Dairy Queen one or whatever. I don't remember what it was.
I only hear about the shirt people crap in Jeff's channel because I will say I'm totally ignorant to the whole shirt people stuff.
I thought the shirt people, if you step back, and I know it's hard for Italian Princess step back because they have dragged her through the mud, which is horrible.
Oh, she's
But-
absolutely been on the wrong end of the whole thing. It's
Oh,
ridiculous.
I 100% agree, but you have to think about it. I mean, somebody like you, Josh, who wasn't involved in this shirt people stuff. If you step back and you think about it, and I guess maybe it's just my humor, how I find things, how I deal with things, sometimes humor. And I just have to sit there and laugh when I'm on YouTube. Oh, we're going to talk about the shirt people again. It is funny.
Oh, I'm really liking this new StreamYard update where you can actually post in the comments from the stream now. You didn't used to could do that.
Uh-huh.
I
Yep.
noticed out a couple of streams ago how it used to be you could only comment on the private chat, but now you can actually comment in the actual chat room as well.
Oh, how come I can't?
You should if you go on more and then post comment.
Go to more.
On mine, I can go to more and hit post comment.
I can't. I have comments. Stream this to your audience. I wonder if it's in settings. Nope, not in settings. So I don't. Oh, wait a second. Nope, that's chatty. I can't apparently.
Because I know somebody else I was talking to last week or so, they checked and they were on the panel like you are, and they checked and they could.
Okay, I'm going to read Italian Princess's comment. I'm going to read it in my tone, Italian. Okay, I know it's probably not your tone, but I'm going to read it in my tone. I forgot what I wanted to cuss about. That's my world. I forget that all the time what I'm supposed to cuss about.
Well, yeah, because she asked if she could cuss here, and then she forgot what she wanted to cuss.
Well, Italian, if you remember it, go ahead and do it.
She was polite enough to ask for permission, so sure.
That was funny. Sorry.
No, I agree. It was hilarious.
Italian Princess, I hope some of this is bringing a smile to your face, sweetheart.
I'm just glad she came over here because she had originally said she was running to the store and running an errand or something.
Yeah.
Maybe she was listening to us while she's doing it.
Well, it could be. See, she smiled. See, sometimes that's what makes the world go round, just a little smile. My next picture, I should make it into my dog. I've got this beautiful golden doodle. His name is Fozzie because he looks like Fozzie the bear.
Right.
He acts like Eeyore. He lays there. I'm a coming. Give me a minute. I'm a coming. And he's 110 pounds.
Sorry, I'm going in. Josh is going to still be here.
Okay. Be safe.
Yep, Bird's gonna go in the house.
Italian, you do realize you can stand on your head and spit wooden nickels, and it's just not going to be good enough for some.
I'll get my Yeti cooler thing.
You're welcome, Princess.
I got her to smile again.
Well, you got her to smile, and I gave her a gift.
There you go. We like gifts.
Oh yeah, we absolutely like gifts.
I want to know what gift she got.
Well, you're not in the regular chat, so you don't see that Italian just went blue.
Oh, what's that mean?
You're not in the regular chat like when we go to Jeff, so you don't see that she just went blue.
Why'd she go blue?
Because she's got a wrench.
Oh, okay.
She just
See,
went blue.
she's gonna spit wooden nickels. Told ya. Told ya. She's gonna spit those wooden nickels. I'll hush it. Okay, well, I need to step out. I have to go take care of my dog for a bit.
Yo, I don't know what time it is. I'm not even paying attention to the time.
So it was good talking with y'all, and I'm sorry if I upset Carol. That was not my intention, and I apologize to you, Josh.
Hey, Princess, did you go to the moderator school? You went to the Brockman moderator school. Did you a pretty good mod to me?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, anybody who went to the moderator school is a good mod, right? Eh?
I almost choked on my cookie for that one.
But only the good moderators came out of the moderator school. Eh? Top of the class graduate. That's what I thought. That's what I figured. You deserved it. You graduated the class. You're a good mod. You forget I've seen you mod some other channels. Several other channels. Hi, Christine. I'm sure you're still listening to us. Princess Carol got upset because we were talking about Buffalo Men taking money from Branch Crew Ministry. She didn't like what was being said about Branch Crew Ministry, and she obviously didn't like what was being said about Buffalo Men, so she decided to leave for the night. Everybody has their own opinion, and we don't always get along with each other. But that's okay. We can agree to disagree on things without screaming and yelling at each other. Not part of the paper. My new name is Queen. Shit. Oh, good grief, Carol. Carol, I'm glad you're still here. I had a feeling you didn't go too far. That's okay, Carol. You see what I just did? Not only are you blue, but Princess is also blue now. So there we have it. I guess I'll be on the radar next for having shit mods. But anybody who went to moderator school, as far as I've heard, through the grapevine, it's supposed to be damn good mods, so. Listening but walking the dog already. I do that a lot too, Christine. I'll have my earbuds in or something and still be listening while doing other stuff. I was doing that to Jeff's earlier. I was in and out his whole stream, his whole 6 or 7 hours. I was constantly in and out, in and out. You never knew where I was going to be commenting or not, depending on what I was doing. Okay. I think we're gonna probably shut it down anyway. Nobody's really talking right now, so hopefully Jeff or somebody will go on here shortly. But you guys all have a wonderful night. Y'all have a good day tomorrow. I may be on tomorrow. I don't know yet. We'll just have to wait and see what comes up. Remember to always do that random act of kindness and just be decent human beings. Y'all guys have a good night. Live with Joshua and Bird. I was thinking about the internet Italian since nobody's really talking right now. Since Christine got off and it looks like Winnie got off. Nobody's really here but me, you, and Carol and Nightbot. I don't think anybody else is here. Ain't nobody else talking. You're going to bed. Carol, what time is it anyway? I'm not even looking at the clock. I have no idea. You crack me up, Italian. You're something else. Good night, DJ. You know what? I think I'm going to go back in here and program Nightbot so it tells everybody good night when people start saying good night in the comments. Where it says, hello, Italian Princess, or hello, Carol, or hello, Christine. I'm going to reprogram it so it'll say good night, Italian Princess, or good night, Carol Burton. Good night, Christina. Good night, DJ. Whoever says good night, I'm going to have it programmed so Italian Princess says good night to, like it says hello to when you first come in. What do you guys think of that? I know Italian would love it to be told good night by Nightbot. That'd make her night. That'd be the best night of sleep she ever had to be told by good Nightbot. Wait, Nightbot. I used to have Nightbot blocked. Feel like Jeff. Jeff puts him in the dungeon, digs him out, then puts him back. I don't think Jeff's dug it out of the dungeon for a while because he wasn't working right and he didn't know how to behave himself. A lot of people have Nightbot blocked just because it can be annoying, especially if he's not programmed right. But anyways, you have a wonderful night, and I might see you in the chat later somewhere. You never know. Bye.